Morning of day 3, heading out of camp. This is the South Mowich River Camp. I'm headed towards the North Puyallup, maybe that's how you pronounce it, camp. Should be about 11 miles away. First 6 miles of those are pretty much uphill though, so I have the whole day, but it might take a while. There are 2 other hikers at camp, just another pair of hikers at camp. They came the other way, and there's supposedly a bridge out on this next crossing of the Mowich River, but they said there's a big log there. I did do a really fast repair of my sleeping bag last night. Did wake up in plenty of feathers, but there were still feathers left in my tent from yesterday morning. And I'm sure during the repair a whole bunch flew out as well. I have a feeling even if that repair holds, which it looks like it did, I might be trailing little fluff and feathers out of my gear and clothes for a while now. So heading towards that first river crossing. So the camp was back in this forested area, but to even get to this first crossing, just have to cross this gigantic riverbed area. Just kind of adds to the adventure. There's the mountains that would be, I guess, up towards Rainier. That's upstream. So this is my morning. Okay, so this must be the big log they're talking about. Obviously that's pretty easy cross even without the top being chopped off to make it easier. But it is over this little tiny part of the river. It's not even over the main river. This is a rock hop. I don't even know why I need to do this big log, but trail is right here on the other side, so I'm gonna do it anyway. So not far out of camp, I'm walking over this mossy bridge. It's still kind of dark. It's not necessarily late again. Nice water, beautiful ferns, tons of mosses. There's lots of mountains here, so things remain in shadow for a while. But I did want to film this before I climb out of it, because, I mean, you keep the ferns, but you lose these gigantic carpets of mosses here. That looks so cool. I might be climbing back down into it at the end of the day. We'll see. But just wanted to get this. It's so much hotter down here during the day, though. Looks awesome, but it also gets really hot. So much higher in elevation now. I've got more of the trees. Oh, it's starting to open up and get some views. I'm out of the switchbacks, so I got some trees and some grasses. I'm heading up towards Golden Lakes, which has a backcountry campground, a really popular one there. Sounds like most of the people who are coming down that I was seeing actually stayed up there, and they say it's pretty nice. I think if I have time, I might try going for a swim in those Golden Lakes. I didn't shower for 2 days on the PCT before I came here. I'm not going to have showering opportunities while I'm on this trail, and when I get off this trail, I probably have 3 more days until a shower. So I'm going to try not to bathe in the lakes. I'm going to try to get as clean as possible, but I think before I jump in, I think a lake swim would feel amazing right now. Oh, this makes me so happy. You know what these are? These are huckleberry bushes, and I've been passing them for a long time, raspberry bushes too, and none of them have been ready. I did just pass one where the berry was full ripe and it was ready. These aren't looking that great, but this makes me really excited. So I keep passing all these berry bushes and none of them are ready. Let's see, what about these? They don't look that great. All right, maybe I got lucky with that one. I'll keep an eye out for more. Yeah, just getting more views, getting higher up in elevation, and moving forward. All right, I see a cabin in front of me. I assume that's the ranger cabin for Sunset Park / Golden Lakes. I'm gonna spend some time here. I only have like 5 more miles to my campsite, and it's not even quite noon. So I'm gonna hang out here, There's a solar panel in front of this cabin. I'm going to use that as inspiration to use my solar charger, charge my electronics, hang out, eventually eat lunch, and then maybe even go for a swim. Okay, just behind the ranger cabin here, there's a little path. Leads down to this lake. Wide zoom. Pretty lake. But then there's this little island right here. And look at this on the other side. This looks like an amazing swimming spot. So, might be hanging out here for a little bit. Very beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna try to hold tightly onto my phone because this is too amazing not to share. This feels really good. It's kind of cold, but get a little used to it. And oh my gosh, there is this gigantic blue dragonfly that just keeps flying all around me. I guess kind of adding to the ambiance here, but let me try to swim out a little bit. Kind of amazing. Kind of amazing. Not that far up from shore, but this is a really good swimming spot as it just kind of drops off. Except for this dragonfly. It just keeps buzzing around me. Maybe I'm in a spot. Maybe this is the dragonfly swimming spot. Alright, heading back to shore. Safely drop off my phone. And then I'm going to keep swimming. Okay, that felt really, really good. The water was cool, but you got used to it after a while. There was nobody else there. There was just one other lady at the campsites. I'm going to stop for a second. I did go over to the campsites, take a long leisurely lunch over there, then come back and do some swimming. Just one lady at campsite 4. Had a nice conversation. Had that lake all to myself just as I'm leaving. Some trail runners came in. So I feel refreshed. This is definitely different than the last couple days where I've just been sweating buckets. So now I'm continuing on, heading down to my campsite, which I think I pronounce differently every time. Probably will mispronounce it again. North Puyallup or something like that. Just have to see what else I encounter along the way. I'm pretty relaxed right now. Continuing through more forested terrain. It's really beautiful and it's flat for the moment. I should be headed down and kind of losing this in a little bit. I have to say though, I think every hike should have a lunchtime swim because usually by this time I'm sweating, especially if I'm heading uphill. It's a little uncomfortable. That mountain water wasn't frigid, but it was cool, and it's definitely helped make this part of the day a lot more comfortable. Almost like coming outside from air conditioning. So you know what? I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I haven't seen Mount Rainier today. Maybe this will be a day I don't see the mountain. And then this happened. There it is, right on my left. More glaciers up there. Obviously I've rounded the corner of it a little bit. Also clouds. I know Rainier kind of makes its own weather patterns, but it's been pretty clear the last couple days. Heading back down in elevation again, picking up some more of the vegetation, some more of these gorgeous ferns that are in the area. And it's getting warmer, because that's what happens when you drop elevation. It's also later in the day, and that magic coolness of the mountain lake has officially worn off. So, less than 2 miles to camp. I've been taking my sweet time. I just took a really long break at a cold stream. Yeah, so I should still get there fairly early. Alright, a couple signs. One is just a Wonderland Trail sign. And the other one is a sign for my camp. So North Puyallup camp. Kind of jungly in here. You can hear the river off to the distance right now. I'm not sure if you can hear it from the campsites. Okay, so I have site number 2. It is just kind of overlooking, well, through the trees, the river, so I should have, that's a tree, so I should have a nice soothing sound to go to sleep. People said they didn't like this campground, but like, it's a little buggy, but I don't know, I think it's pretty nice. So this is where I'm going to end today. Pretty relaxing day, definitely different than the other days. It's a little buggy. Tomorrow is going to start the series of what I'm going to call casual days, because I'm approaching Longmire, and that's kind of the busiest part of the park, and the campsites there get filled up really quickly, and a weekend is coming up. So I've got to kind of inch my way there in order to create this loop. So tomorrow, I was just looking at the sign. The sign says 2.9 miles to my next campsite, but my app says 2.6. So whichever it is, it's going to be a really short day, followed by another couple, a little longer, but really short days. I don't know what I'll do for the video. I might just combine them all. But I am excited because the people I've been talking to who have been hiking clockwise say that that is one of the best campgrounds in the area. So that's Kaplatchki Park. If I can talk. Kaplatchki Park, and that is tomorrow.